And welcome in to another episode of Off Script. My name is Zak Herbstreit. Ladies and gentlemen, college football fans out there, BYU fans specifically, today, we are deep into the offseason right now. A lot of bold takes out there, a lot of optimism about your team, and just overall, a big shakeup going on in the Big 12 right now and bringing up a lot of questions. And one question in particular that I want to address today is, should BYU be the favorites to win the Big 12 this upcoming year? But before we get into it today, if you enjoy college football, if you enjoy the channel, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel as well. It really helps me out a lot, so I appreciate you guys. But let's get into it today. I feel like this is a very interesting conference in college football right now because I feel like realistically there's about 4 to 5 teams that could win it. That's maybe a stretch there, but you have Texas Tech, BYU, Utah, for sure at the top 3. And then I like to say Kansas State and then maybe Houston. So that's 5 total right there. But Texas Tech right now is the leader, sitting at 110 on FanDuel, plus 110 to win the conference, followed by BYU sitting at plus 550. So with all the shakeup that I was talking about, with Brendan Sorsby's future at Texas Tech up in the air, do we know if he's going to play or not? Does it hinder Texas Tech at all? Does that open the door for BYU to potentially be the favorites for winning the Big 12 this upcoming year? Well, here's how I'm looking at it this year. On paper, this BYU team is loaded. And I feel like that's a little bit of an understatement just because a lot of people out there don't understand the talent, the depth of this BYU roster. But get into it here. Had an incredible spring. A lot of offensive and defensive improvements, but starting with the offense here, returning Bear Bachmeier for year 2, had a great freshman season last year, but stepping more into that veteran role, that leadership role. We had him on the show a couple months ago, twice. We had him on the show twice now. Great kid, love him. Just love the way he carries himself. He's just, positive guy. Just someone you want to be his friend. The way he talks, you're just like, yes, I want to root for him. But stepping, like I said, more into that leadership role. We talked about that. We talked about just the improvements he wants to make. And he's taken that step forward. From what we saw in spring and the spring clips and the plays I've seen, he's spitting the pill. He's running around. He's making plays. What you want to see out of a quarterback, he's doing in year 2. So that is really encouraging. And also bringing back L.J. Martin, probably the best running back in the Big 12. Debatable, but I'd probably favor L.J. Martin, 1,000-yard rusher last year. So excited to have him back. But my question for this offense this upcoming year is, what's this offensive line going to look like? And that's not negatively based, positively based. Like, it's just a genuine question. How well is this offensive line going to gel? Because they were pretty solid last year. They could run the ball last year. Like I said, L.J. Martin, 1,000-yard rusher last year. So pretty solid overall. But when you run into those Texas Techs, those Notre Dames who you have on your schedule this upcoming year, how is that going to translate? Like, how well can you run the ball then? And I feel like you can't really tell too well in the spring just because you're not doing as much good on good, iron sharpens iron kind of stuff. So you'll really be able to tell what this offensive line is once conference play starts up. Once you go against Notre Dame first couple drives, you're going to be like, all right, we got a squad now. We got a squad. But switching gears here, let's talk about the defense. Top 10 in the country in returning production. You lose Jay Hill to Michigan. Kyle Whittingham takes him with him, so that's a little bit of a loss there. But the fact you keep all that talent still is monumental, so not too worried on that side of the ball at all. But really, at the end of the day, for me, it all boils down to how well Kalani Sitake can coach this team, and I have no doubt he'll be on par and just coach this team to the best of his ability. This team's going to be hungry. This team's going to be wanting. They tasted success last year, 10-2. Probably one of the best. The last 2 years, they're 24-3 or something like that. So this team they want to be more than what they were. They're destined for it. I can just feel it. So Kalani Sitake has kind of instilled that in this team. Like I said, it's almost like that high school philosophy of family, brotherhood, all that in a college team, which is why I'm so gravitated towards this program. And I love it because they love college football so much. They want to win so badly. It's not that NIL transfer portal stuff as much over there. It's very bought into the program, which I love for BYU. But looking at the schedule, it's really encouraging for this BYU team to make a playoff run. Really, and I'll throw it on the screen here, really your hard games are Notre Dame and at Utah, and then maybe Baylor, depending on how DJ Lagway plays there. That's a whole different can of worms we can open. But back to the main question, should they be the favorites for the Big 12? I don't think necessarily that they should be the favorite, but I do think that if Texas Tech takes a slight blow and loss of talent, that the gap needs to be closed between these two teams. Instead of being plus 550, they should be plus 350. Like, they're almost neck and neck, in my opinion. I'll give Texas Tech the slight edge right now just because of the talent they brought in still, even without Sorsby, and just looking at that team, it's, playoff caliber team. They literally won the playoff last year, so you got to give them a slight edge. But it's right there. It's almost neck and neck, maybe a little notch above right now. So I believe this BYU has the talent. I believe they have the depth to make a playoff run to win the Big 12 at the end of the day, but really excited for this game one to come up. I know, like I said at the beginning of this video, a lot of optimism, a lot of bold takes out there right now. So just, if you love that take, I appreciate you guys, but if you don't love that take, let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys, but we'll really kind of truly see what caliber team this BYU team is when they play Notre Dame, when they go at Utah. Are they ready for those big games? That's the question for this BYU team this upcoming year. But BYU fans, before we end the video today, we do have a special announcement. June 11th through the 14th, I will be in Provo, Utah. We have a big video coming out for it. We're going to film a ton of stuff there. I'm really excited to go. I'm not going to spoil too much, but 11th through the 14th, I will be in Provo. Drop comments on places I should go, things I should see, activities I should do. If y'all want to meet up with me, let me know. DM me. I'd love to meet all you guys, but we'll be there on location. I'm ecstatic for that. Less than a month away, so let's go. Let's go for that. But like I said, my name is Zak Herbstreit. This is Off Script. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'll see you guys soon.